Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is. I hope it's good to be where you are because I'm really excited to be here today. My name is Baltimore Fats, and I have dance fever. Okay, so I'll just get a little bit of the song here. Hold on. Yeah, dance fever. Okay, after I posted my video this morning, I was doing some catching up. And I was watching Awaiting Wisdom had posted a couple of recent videos. And he has this one on the dancing plague. And just listen to what he has to say right here.
One of the first major outbreaks was in Aachen in the...
One of the first major outbreaks of this dancing plague was in Aachen. And when he said that, I was like, oh my God, that sounds ridiculously close to Archon. So I had to look them up. Right, here it is, or I had to look up Aachen, right? And here it is. Right? It's a spa and border city, right? In North Rhine-Westphalia. Westphalia, where my boy Chuck, his grandfather was king. That Westphalia. And their colors are black and gold. Just like Maryland and my boy, the Worm Knight, George Calvert, Georgie boy. Unbelievable. And it was the preferred medieval imperial residence of Charlemagne. And now Charlemagne was the most famous king of the Carolingian dynasty, started by one Charles Martel. Charles, Carol, yeah, right? So this is all elements I'm going to be getting to down the line. It's just unbelievable how much this story wants to explode all over the place. It's hard to rein in. And it ties in further because what Awaiting Wisdom is talking about here with this dancing plague, you know, he popped more later on in the video about, oh my God, Ravina. Ravina plays a big part coming in because, like I said, it's not like I did nothing the last week. I've been looking at stuff. And Ravina plays a really big part, but at some point later on in the video, he speculates about what could be causing these things. I know what's causing these things. And it's the church machines, right? Working their frequency mojo. And that is called infrasound. All right, and they talk about the frequencies that humans can hear in this article and the effects that it can have on you and the human reactions. One study has suggested that infrasound may cause feelings of awe or fear in humans. It has also been suggested that since it is not conspicuously perceived, it may make people feel vaguely that odd or supernatural events are taking place. And now this is what I was talking about in the last video about inaudible frequencies and the effect that they can have on us. And so when I was looking at Aachen, and one thing I wanted to point out before I get too far away is that from 936 to 1531, 6 and 6. Right? 6 is all over this thing. The place where 31 Holy Roman emperors were crowned kings of the Germans. And so I did the math on this, and that works out to be one just about every 20 years. A new Holy Roman Emperor was crowned King of Germany here in Aachen. Right? But what else do they have in Aachen? Right? They have this cathedral, this church machine. Right? And it was built on the orders of Charlemagne in 796. Right? And completed in 798. And I don't know, I'm thinking maybe if this was an older church machine from the Archon days, and it's no coincidence that Aachen here is so close to Archon, and that means river. And I'm going to be getting deeper into the different meanings of Archon. But if this was a recovered church, a recovered machine, then maybe they flicked a switch in 1374 right? And got the people dancing. And also, Awaiting Wisdom talks about how they created dance halls to have these people dance it out, but it was a failure. It just sort of encouraged more dancing. See, I don't look at that as a failure. I would think that would actually be quite part of the plan. They subliminally suggested this dancing and what they are going to be able to do with the frequencies and the dance music and the dance shows that they had like dance fever, right? And every major town had one. They had one here in Baltimore called the Buddy Dean Show, which of course was the inspiration for John Waters and Hairspray. Right? So unbelievable. It's just amazing to me how this comes together. And I want to thank Awaiting Wisdom again. I wrote to him and asked him if I could use his clip, and his other video about the Pied Piper ties into this whole infrasound concept and how they could be using frequencies to manipulate us. And so I just thought it was amazing that I could make those quick connections to all of this just by, watching a couple videos today. And so, see, I said there may not be videos the rest of the week, and there was another one in the same day. So I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. And until the next one, cheers. Okay, and I just want to tack on here that I'm sure if we were to look at these other places where these outbreaks happened, that we're going to find some form of massive cathedral there. And I also just want to thank again the Waiting Wisdom channel. And, it's one of my favorite channels. I never miss one of his videos. And so thanks again, my friend. And we'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.